Okay, we're gonna start working in Illustrator, so we'll just go down and open that up. Here's our workspace, and go to File, create a new project, and you can call it whatever you want. Then we're gonna come down here and pick what our final outcome is going to be. And we've got some other options of things that we can change, but we don't really need to change any of those right now. So we'll just open her up, and it gives us this workspace to use. And what we're going to be doing today is using the pen and the pencil tool, which are good for drawing lines and curves. The pen tool lets you do a more precise curve. So we're going to click on the pen tool over in the sidebar, and then you just click to make a point, and you're going to release, and then you can make another point wherever you want, and it's got these smart guidelines that show you where it lines up with the other one. And it was a little confusing for me for a second. When the smart guide comes off, doesn't necessarily mean that's where the line's going to go. It comes off of the last point that you made. To close the path, you're just going to mouse over the first point. It has a little circle under the mouse that shows you you're closing the path. Next, we'll switch to our selection tool, and you can take the shape and move it around wherever you want. You can resize it, and the good thing about Illustrator is that it's a vector shape, so you can resize it as much as you want, and it's not going to lose any of its pixels or anything. But we'll just delete that and go back to our pen tool. We're going to make a sky. So I'm going to click to make a point, and then come over and use the smart guide to make the next line. But you can also use the shift button, and if you hold that down, no matter where you click, it's going to make a straight line off of that one. See, because my mouse is over here, but the line is still straight. What you can also do is use the guidelines to find the intersection point between the 2 points, and it'll show you in green where that is. And then we're going to come up and close off the path, and you see if you mouse over, it's got the little circle again that shows you that that's the end point. So then we have this nice square, and what we're going to do is put some color in it, and down here you've got the fill and the stroke. So what we want to do is change the color of the fill. So we'll bring that one to the front, and if you come over to the color palette, you've got colors that you can pick from, and if you want more options, you just pull it down, and the color shows up right away. And so once we've got this color here, we can go back and get our pen tool, and we're going to use it to start making some curves. So we come in here and make a point, but instead of releasing right away, you're going to hold it down and drag out these handles. So what you've done is you've made a point, and you've made handles that will affect the curve of the next line that you draw. And so it's easiest if you just go and make the next point, and you can see how that works. You've got this curve coming off here, and then when you change the handles, it changes the shape of the curve, which direction it's going, how steep it is, all those things. You can just kind of play around with that a little bit. So we're going to try and make a cloud, so we're going to come around and make another point. And what's happening here is that I don't have the stroke and a color that we can see, so when you click again, the first ones are disappearing. But we'll go and we'll fix that. You just make sure that the stroke box is the one in front, and then you change it to a color that you can see, and you can keep making your points. And then we'll just close it off here. Now this is a weird looking cloud because we need to do some adjusting to the handles that point the curves in a specific way. So we'll just select this and delete it, delete all of it, and start over again. So when we go back to our pen tool, we make our first point and drag out the handles. And then what you're going to do is hit the option button, and you can see that your mouse changed to this little arrow. And take it and drag the handle up so it's pointing the opposite direction. And then when you click, the curve is going to be pointed upwards the way that your bottom handle is. So you do that again, hit the option button and pull the handle up, and then our next curve points the same direction as the one we just made. So we'll just get into the rhythm of pushing option, pulling the handle around, making the next point, and dragging out those handles. You can adjust the shape of your cloud. So we'll just do that and make a few more points, make a nice fluffy cloud. Hit the option and pull it around, and then close it off, and you'll see the little circle. So that closes it off. Then we can use the handles to try and adjust that. Now we've got our cloud, and we're gonna change the color of the fill. So we'll select the fill square and then come in and just pick the standard white color. So that's what we do with the pen tool. We just make curves and lines with it, and I'll let you mess around with that for a little while. Okay, once you've had some time to play with it and learn how the pen tool works, we can just exit out of here and we'll save it under File and then go to Illustrator and push Quit, and good to go.